Also, sunscreens are available as physical and chemical.
Correct.
So chemical sunscreens are the ones that actually need to get absorbed into your skin, and then they will act by reflecting the the UV rays, or they will absorb the UV rays but kind of dissipate them and not let them do harm. You know, that is the mechanism of action. So you need to apply it about 20 minutes before you leave and and step into the sun. They have to be applied like 20 minutes in advance. The next kind of sunscreen is physical sunscreens. Physical sunscreens actually act like a physical shield. So they act like a barrier and they reflect off the UV rays. Now, physical sunscreens are the ones that used to leave a lot of the white, kind of
cast,
sheen, called a white cast on the skin. That's because the main ingredient in physical sunscreens is zinc oxide. And zinc oxide was thick and it led to this cast. You see sports people with that white.
Cricketers earlier.
I used one during my run, and I actually chose something which was for babies. So that based on zinc oxide, and that's why I look all white.
Correct. But nowadays they make smaller molecules. It's called micronized zinc oxide. So the micronized version actually leaves very little white residue. So now a lot more people can still use physical sunscreens without it showing so much, and physical sunscreens are actually good. One, you can wear them immediately before you're stepping out because they just give you physical protection. They are good for people with sensitive skins. So even in menopause, when your skin starts becoming a little more sensitive, if you incorporate a physical or a hybrid one which has a chemical and physical, then that way you're kind of shielding your skin physically as well as giving less sensitivity issues. Even in babies, like you yourself said, you chose a kids one. So the kids ones are usually physical, because you don't want any ingestion, you don't want any, hyperactive reactivity to it. So physical sunscreens are meant basically for that reason, that, you can wear them
immediately. Are
they
as effective then? Because like if I'm they are. It's just that absolutely. they have the problem of them showing on your skin, but they're not.
As you rightly said, Sukhpreet, you were running, you didn't mind it. But a lot of people mind that because they don't want it to be seen that. Secondly, it doesn't match the brown skin tone. If a Caucasian wears that, it's hardly noticeable. But on a brown skin, it looks too whitish, visibly whitish. Yeah. So, and the idea is not to shy away from your brown skin. We are all proud of our brown skin. So a lot of people felt that, no, this is, but that's what, when she said right now that the newer ones are micronized, to a large extent, that white cast is no longer reduced to a large extent. So I think now that's what made even physical sunscreens. Then, as she rightly said, there is also a combination one, which is a physical and chemical. So in that, you really get, the best kind of, I would say, texture and the aesthetic look which you want. So there's a lot available now. We are really in the times when a lot of things are getting done nicely. So I think people have a lot of choices, and choices are always better.
I don't know about that, because choices, when you go into a store and you're seeing like these 50 types of sunscreen, that decision fatigue, like what am I going to choose out of these 50? I need someone to sort it out for me and tell me, hey, listen, just pick this, and I will just order it online.
As I said earlier, nobody should get too much obsessed or bogged down by the numbers, the PA+++. Okay, all of them will give you equal amount of sun protection. Okay, as she mentioned earlier, that whether it's 92, 93 or 97 doesn't make much of a difference. So people get bogged down in all that. Reading too many things on the pack confuses you. What they should do is, when there is a tester pack, apply it on the hands, see how they like the texture. If they have dry skin and this feels hydrating, good one. If they have oily skin, this is nice dry touch, doesn't feel anything, doesn't feel sticky, good one. If they select it that way, that's where I come to my point. You like it, you don't need anybody else to choose it for you. You can be your best judge.
Understood.
So don't go on these numbers and get confused by all these things.
Okay, let's put the numbers aside. But say today, I want to just pick something which is A has got cover, so that we've covered. Okay, it'll have cover. Don't worry about the number. Okay. Second thing is I want to make sure it doesn't leave this white thing on my face. So then should I then, while picking a sunscreen, make sure it doesn't have zinc oxide? Or it has
You could,
micronized zinc oxide?
yes, you could look for something that has micronized zinc oxide. And again, you could choose a hybrid one. Those usually have less zinc oxide because they already have a chemical one. So they would have less of the zinc oxide in them anyway. So, and like Abhijit was just saying, you know, very often now you can try them out in a store or in some place. So if you could try one and see what suits, you know, because even when we talk about brown, it's not one shade of brown. So something that I like or I think suits my tone may not be okay for him.
Correct.
You know, so it's a kind of a personal preference to that when it comes to that. But you can just try one and then, you know,